I like I said, it's just peaceful. I just feel like there's positive aura here. It reminds me of home because there's mountains. Seasons are about the same.
I think that 정, human affection
Yes.
for each other is something that is very unique. Can you kind of explain to me a little bit like what you've had to do to kind of be eligible for it?
Wow, it's been so long since you've been here.
I know.
I mean, it's been like 4 months.
I'm so happy to be back.
I know you've been missing it, so I wanted to bring you to get some good traditional Korean food. Plus, I wanted to get something healthy.
Okay.
Let's go in.
Oh, this is one of those places where you take your shoes off.
Oh. Wow, it's been 4 months since you've been here.
I know, it's been so long since I've been back to Korea. I've been craving food so much.
I know, and I wanted to take you to get some good Korean food since you haven't been here for a while.
Yeah, me too. So I thought we could get something healthy and come here.
Sounds good.
감사합니다. Wow. Have you ever seen anything that looks like this?
Nope.
Oh, there's like a dozen things more coming.
Oh my gosh.
Should we dig in?
Yeah, sounds good.
It's been a long time since I've had any of these. Have you had any of this before?
I've had a lot of this, but I don't think I've had the crab before.
I think there's a lot of good things to eat here, so I'm excited.
Yes, me too.
Actually, we're going to put the rice into the silver.
감사합니다.
Mom, do you know any of these side dishes? Like, are there any that you particularly like?
Japchae.
Japchae, you know japchae? Do you want some?
Yeah. Thank you.
I also love japchae.
Yeah, I think it's delicious.
Let's see, are there any other side dishes here that you want to try? Do you want to try the chive pancake?
Yeah, that looks delicious. Thank you. 맛있어.
Nice. Nice.
I'm learning Korean slowly.
We have to if we want to stay here for a long time.
Yeah, I'm learning it at the university, but
I'm really excited that you're going to apply for your F visa this year. Like, that's kind of our first step towards living here for a long time. I've got a long way to go with college and all that, but I'm looking forward to it.
yeah, me too. I'm excited about, and I really like my job at the university.
That's good.
Yeah, I like being a professor.
Well, you should try this. This is, I think it's kalbi, and it's really good. I had a bite earlier. Right?
No, it's really delicious.
So what type of side dishes do you usually eat, like when you're at school and stuff like that?
I always have kimchi, and we always have some type of soup. I think the Korean soups are always really delicious.
That's like our favorite thing to make at home, like
Yeah.
된장찌개.
The soup,
You
the
wanna try
tofu
some of
soup.
it? This
Yeah.
isn't tofu. It's well, it does have tofu in it, but it's the soybean paste soup.
Oh yeah, I like
된장.
soybean.
Do you want to try some?
Yeah.
It's good. So what made you choose to go into education here in Korea? Like, I know that you've done stuff as a teacher at like an international school. I know that you've done stuff as a professor at your university. So what kind of pushed you in that direction?
Pushed me in the direction of teaching?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I worked in healthcare for a long time. And then as I got older, I knew I wanted to do some type of teaching, and I really enjoy teaching. So that's one of the reasons why I'm learning Korean, is so that I can better communicate with my university students. Because even though I'm teaching the class in English, there's still a lot of things that I think I could better explain if I could speak more in Korean. So,
Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Do you remember the phrase I taught you?
Which
about when someone asked
what I am?
Yeah.
수원대 교수입니다.
수원대 교수입니다.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the other good thing about working at this university is the campus is beautiful, but from the front of the campus to my office takes about 20 minutes to walk. So it's really going to be good for my weight loss.
I know that you've been wanting to diet, and also, I mean, both of us over the years have struggled a lot with our weight, and I did lose weight this year. You know, it came at a cost, and so...
Yeah, but you look really good though.
Well, thank you. Hopefully, when eating these kind of more traditional traditional, more nutritious foods with like, a lot of probiotics from like the kimchi and fermented stuff, and a lot of nutrients from all of the vegetables, protein from the meat, you can kind of diet while still eating things that taste good. That's what I hope that you pick up from this.
Yeah, well, I was losing weight good, and then I got a car, and then I stopped walking as much. But now, because of my wreck, I'll be walking again for a while.
It's okay. It happens. Yeah, we definitely should learn how to incorporate these more into our daily diet.
I think Koreans generally eat healthier. They eat well-balanced and healthier foods.
But we should definitely go more for the vegetables than for the japchae and jeon, I think. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I like the vegetables.
While we're on the topic of like school and stuff like that, I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about why you think Korean students work harder, and why you think they're so into studying, and kind of what type of, if you have any like interesting memories from the classroom.
One difference between Koreans and I think Americans is Koreans are very focused on their actual test scores more than anything, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. But it's a good thing in the sense that they study very well and they work hard. But sometimes I think they put a lot of pressure on themselves. They don't get the best scores, where even when I feel like their scores are good. But it's nice to teach here because everyone is interactive, wants to do well, wants to participate. The only issue I've ever had is language communication. Not so much at the international school, but at the university definitely, because their English level's a little lower.
Right, they haven't had as much exposure.
So I feel like it's been a learning experience for me too. It's because it's also helped me start to improve my Korean as well. But I enjoy teaching them because they work hard, they show up to class, and they seem to really have a value for education.
I totally agree. I think that's something that is both the greatest benefit to Korean society, and that through that hard work, that's how Korea was able to develop so quickly. But then on the other hand, there are things in life that can't be graded. There's no way to put a grade on them. And I think sometimes those things are a little bit lacking.
So when I teach, part-time at the high school, I learned about the big test that the seniors take, and I just was shocked that they shut down the airport, and policemen take the students to class.
There's definitely a national pride in education here. One other question I have is why would you rather teach here than in the States?
Safety is one. We have a lot of great educational institutions, but the safety is a big concern. Really, in almost any profession, but America, because there are a lot of people that value education there too. But I think our system's a little flawed right now.
I think in terms of the education system, one thing that I'm really interested in is how Korea is basically blending the traditional with the modern, and especially with this diversifying culture that we're seeing. There's immigrants from all over the place coming here, us included. I'm really interested in how we can create an educational system that is equitable for everyone, not just benefiting the rich who can attend hagwons, not just benefiting people who speak English natively, but something that is kind of provides access to education for everyone.
The Korean public school systems here are very similar to what the school systems were like in the 80s and 90s, I think, in America. I think the problem now is that there's too many kids in the schools, not enough teachers, and lack of family.
In America?
Yeah.
One more question I'd like to ask you is I know from a social perspective, you have a lot of friends at the university and from when you taught at the high school. Do you remember last year we went all the way from Gangnam out to somewhere in Gyeonggi-do, and I feel the best thing about that has been, first of all, there's food like this for really good prices. You remember when we went to just the jjibbap place down the street? I've been jjibbap. You can get this healthy food from just a neighborhood old lady. It's just nice because there's neighbors and people to talk to. And in Seoul, I feel everyone's going really fast, but at least where we live, there's still time to have conversations with people. And so it's really nice. Another question, I feel what parts of Korea do you actually like the development of it, or certain aspects of it? What's keeping you here? We know what brought you here and why you're teaching here, but what's keeping you here?
One is that I can actually go outside and walk and feel safe. The healthiness here, living a healthier life here. It's clean. The people are nice, like I said, but I feel like I would get a lot more as far as getting to know people once I get better at Korean. But I don't know, there's a lot of nice things. I mean,
what do you think about the hospitals and the public transportation and stuff like that?
I think the public transportation is excellent. One of the nice things too is when I have to wait a while because my one bus by the university, sometimes it's a 20-minute wait, the seats warm. So if it's really cold, it warms your bum.
What about like when you're waiting on the bus? Is there something you can use on the bus?
Yes, okay, well, I always try to get on a red bus, okay, because the red buses are the best. And I always travel on, but the red buses have a charger port so you can charge your phone. And, you know, and the seats are comfortable, they recline a little bit, and they have free, another thing that's really good here, Korea is really awesome about having free Wi-Fi on their public transportation.
Don't you miss home though? I mean, I just came back and I got to see like
Yes, of
Mama
course I
and
miss
Papa.
home. I mean, I miss home a lot. I miss home because I miss my family, mostly, and just the peacefulness of being home. You know, I love America, but I don't think I want to move back. I think I'll end up staying here.
Yeah, I feel you. I love being from America and I do miss a few things, but I feel like this is a better choice for raising kids and having a career.
I think the hardest thing for me, and I've said this many times, is communication. I finally just got tired of not being able to understand what's being said around me to now where I'm pushing myself to learn it.
So what's stopping you from going back to America? Like, what are the parts of this place that like make you want to help you get over your missing America?
The things up here that I like, it's like I said, it's just peaceful and not a lot of crime. Pretty. It reminds me of home because where we live, there's mountains and seasons are about the same. But I just feel like there's positive aura here, you know, that I like. For the most part, everyone's been very
Super
nice.
helpful,
Yeah.
super nice.
And if I'm looking at my phone and I seem lost, even if we don't speak the same language, they're coming up and trying to help me.
Right,
You
they'll
know,
even just use body language to
Yes.
tell you where to go.
Yeah,
I
they're-
think that tongue, human affection
Yes.
for each other is something that is very unique. But Mom, isn't it, it's taking a while to get like residency here, right? Can you kind of explain to me a little bit like what you've had to do to kind of be eligible for it?
which is, you know, once you turn 50, you get 0 points for your age. The ideal age to get, apparently they want people between 25 and 35 because that's where you have the most points. I do have high points for my PhD. However, I was like right below it, but now I'm making more money because of that, and I'm right at where I can get a F
So it's a
visa.
point system, right?
Yes, but they also have another F visa that I'm looking at though too. That's based on having your PhD. So I'm going to go with whichever one will be easier for me to get.
Basically, for every foreigner in every country, the requirements are a little different. But for me, there is no chance, and I expect that.
It just makes life a lot easier though because having a visa because
Getting housing loans,
Yeah.
전세 대출, getting car
even when my
loans.
visa changed over to a professor visa, my status here changed as far as like being able to get a credit card and like because I think that they think a lot of times when you're on certain types of visas that you're just going to come and go.
Let's try the 누룽지. Have you ever had this before?
I don't think so. I'm not sure.
So it's supposed to go well with kimchi. What do you think?
No. Yes.
It kind of tastes like tea.
What's that drink they have here? That rice drink that's so
Shike.
delicious. Oh, that's so good.
This year, because we're now in 2024, which sounds crazy. You've been alive for half a century now. What are your plans for this 50th year of your life? Like, what do you want to do with your life in Korea?
I want to become fluent in Korean, get a home, keep losing weight, get out more. Actually, another thing I want to do, because I was here during all of COVID, take trips.
Oh, we have to go to Jeju-do.
Yes, because
we still haven't
there's a
been to
lot of places
Jeju-do.
that I haven't even been because the first 2 years we were here, or I was here, you know, it was all COVID.
Right.
Because there's a lot of like beautiful places in Korea. Korea has a lot of like history and like, you know, Mom and I and you, we all like went to a lot of places like that in America. So I want to see them here in Korea. Because, you know, I love to watch the historical dramas about the Joseon Dynasty. And
Oh my gosh,
I'd like to go
Mom,
and see them.
You're so into those. We definitely need to go to places like Yeosu or like Jeju-do. I definitely want to travel more too, and hopefully we can both keep getting healthier. And so this like next half decade, 2024 onward, we can like, you know, enjoy life more and not just be stuck in our houses like we were during COVID.
Yes, I'll be glad when you're back in the summertime. I'm excited about you coming back this summer.
Yeah, me too. I'm gonna come as quickly as I can. I gotta finish up that semester and yeah, I'll be back here.
Bali.
빨리, yeah.